But we'll get there when we get there. Believe the picks and bans are ready to go, and we're going to get right into it. So let's see how Team Hyped and EUNITED are going to play this one. These teams scrim each other a lot. We see the Ulrich ban coming through for EUNITED, and Team Hyped restricting out Varesh.
So the ban onto Ulrich denies a very, very aggressive playstyle in theory. However, you do see that Varesh coming through. Are you excited? Are you hyped for hype and potentially how they could play that?
I love Varesh. They do not want to give Varesh over to EUNITED, understandable. But locking in Varesh first, I'm actually curious to see what Team Hyped is going to go for. But the Jade pick, for sure. I believe EUNITED went with Jade one time before. I believe Xcafu rocked to Jade, and I think they lost that game.
So back when Battlerite competitive was duos. Let's go way back.
Oh, boy.
Time machine.
I was about to say, that's a...
Xcafu and Randler played a mean Jade Lucy combo. It was like 3 tournaments in a row they won with that.
Yeah.
So that is a time machine. That is way back. But I remember that.
That's good recall, though. I like it.
He can play a very, very good Jade.
Well, Pestilus does come in for Randler on EUNITED, and then Blossom for Team Hyped and Mini. And Mini loves Blossom. That is his hero of choice.
He's a very good Blossom, and it creates so much space to play from, particularly if you're comboing with Varesh. That's very, very good, because once you establish that front line, like I always say, then you have space to work with, and Varesh can push forward, play aggro, reset behind the Blossom. It's a very, very good defensive character. The Pestilus is an M1 healer. They're a sustained line-of-sight M1 healer, and it's all about keeping that line of sight so that you can back up your front line, not just with healing, but also with constant panic and constant utility. I really do like that because both these teams are kind of drifting towards the old EU playstyle. A little bit more defensive, lots of poke. It's going to be a fun match.
EUNITED not going to get Bako for Sermia, and Bako and Jade go together like peanut butter and jelly, so you're not going to get that pick. But
peanut butter and jelly.
Wanted to get that Pestilus pick for Randler. Thorn being restricted out on the side of Team Hyped, and both teams trying to decide how they're going to pick this because I like their Thorn restriction. Thorn is so deadly, especially with Blossom, and it's tough on the other side. Obviously, Sermia's Bako alone doesn't matter what. Yeah. What do you predict?
I predict we see something very aggressive from Team Hyped, given their composition.
Rygon.
I would go burst damage. They have played a Jamila in the past. I don't know if that's in the cards here. I very much doubt it. But it is, to me, about finishing up this composition with the capacity to do burst damage, because you want to be doubling down on what the Varesh is creating and the stuns that the Blossom can create.
Well, again, both teams trying to figure out what they're going to pick here, and there it is. You look at that. We see Jamila and Croak coming through, so 2 melees that we never see in competitive Battlerite. We saw Jamila for a while, but ever since she got nerfed,
Luminary plays Jamila.
Nobody has played.
Luminary plays Jamila.
So Jamila showed up one time this season, and she got destroyed. I don't like the Jamila pick simply because there's just not enough damage there. There isn't enough that Jamila has right now. I don't think Jamila's in a good spot. I think that you would have been better picking Croak, like EUNITED did. If you're gonna pick a weird melee that we never see.
Weird melee, is that a category?
I mean, I'm only saying weird because we never see it.
Okay.
Like, it's Thorn, Bako, Rygon, or Shifu. That's what we see. Those are the 4 guys we always see with Adosa Rukon. But seeing Croak, you never... I think we only saw Croak one other time. Croak is very combo-oriented. He's very mobile. But Jamila, I can't get behind it, Team Hyped.
Remember when I was talking about the duos tournaments back in 1922?
Oh, yeah, no. Croak, absolutely.
Croak Jade's a really good duo combo.
But that was 2v2. This is 3v3.
Especially if you can combo it through with Pestilus as well. You can use the panics as an opening onto those duos. You find a panic from the Queen, you follow that through with an Arachnophobia. That's a lot of time for the Croak to find the stun, for the snipe to come through afterwards, and instantly you have so much damage created just from that one panic, just from that one opportunity. I kind of like it because it's so risky. It's all on gambling that you can find the combos.
It's really, you definitely have to find the combos, especially on the side of Team Hyped. I believe Team Hyped might have been the team that tried Jamila before because of Luminary.
Yes.
But again, post-nerf, it's difficult for me to get behind it. I like Croak. I don't think Croak is, everyone hates that I say it, I don't think Croak's picked enough. I know that there are better frontline picks, but I just love Croak.
He's not a frontline pick, that's the thing.
I know.
It's all about creating like the illusion of being a frontline. You need to be so constantly in their backline that they're kind of scared and playing defensive because they don't know where you are.
Sure, it's just the stun potential and the combo potential from Croak is especially huge, especially paired with Pestilus. Look, all I'm saying is that Croak is good. Dang it. Pick more Croak.
It's all about having those combos though, because Croak he does decent damage actually, but against a coordinated team it's very, very hard to survive being in the backline for long enough to do that decent damage. So the way you need to find damage is by landing those combos.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that. I think that you're still better off with Croak than you are Jamila in this game, but we have our picks. Everyone's ready to go. And again, Mount Araz Knight, the beautiful old map, the Dragon Eyes lights. It's so pretty.
Yeah. It's one of the more beautiful maps.
Even though the players do their picks and bans, somehow, some way, they find a way to mess it up and pick the wrong
Select
character.
the wrong character after the pick ban phase.
Yeah, and they pick the wrong character. What are you doing? Just kidding. I love it. I love them all. Love them all.
I don't think you do.
No, I do.
There's a lot of hatred emanating from someone professing such love.
No hate from here. Absolutely not. Yeah. I love you guys.
I'm gonna hold to that.
Yeah.
We need to investigate that. I'm gonna investigate if I can. I want to really talk about Hype's composition here, because to me, so much of what they're doing revolves around the Jamila, which is like almost an anti-Croak in the way it plays.
Well, wanting to get aggressive. Sermia trying to move in, trying to get a
there's the stun
panic, and then Sermia just takes gets a ton of damage onto the Varesh.
That was the stun combo we were talking about, though. Panic opens things up instantly, Deceit's there for the in-cap combo, while Excafu just dumps in the damage from Jade.
So Ivar taking a ton of damage early. Mini does keep him up, but Team HYP down in the health battle early here, and EUNITED picking up that first orb.
Explosive Shells goes mostly wide, not much found with it. Ivar does survive. Venom wins. That was stunned out, but it's still available.
He did get the snare, but he was able to leap back out, so wanting to go into it. Gets the double in cap. Big, but no follow-up from Team HYP.
It's almost worth it just to slow down the pace of the match. There's that Venom Wind going through. He will tank it rather than spend the powers combined to survive it and get the orb instantly afterwards.
So causing havoc up here. Luminary trying to do work, pulls in on Excafu. The Dance of the Dryads comes out, just getting healing on Luminary, who's trying to box against this Jade. Again, keeping out of the fight. Does not want Randler in this fight at all. And they are whittling down Sermia, but Sermia able to regroup. EUNITED, they're losing the orb battle right now. They're losing the big control. Excafu got the big stun.
There's the ult.
Can he get it? He leaps out of it. It doesn't matter. He's taking so much damage. Croak goes down. Jade goes down. And Team HYP turn it right back around in their favor. Randler's not going to be able to do anything about it. He's going to go down as well, and Team HYP.
Luminary finds a double kill because his ult stays aggroed onto a queen. When the queen dies, it retargets, and Luminary gets 2 kills within 2 seconds on 2 opposite sides of the map.
That was it just turned around on them instantly, and Sermia was getting some good poke early. They got that big first stun that took down Ivar to about a quarter of his health, and then after that, Ivar just didn't, no, I don't care. He ate a Venom. He ate a Venom strike on him too.
Yeah, the Venom Wind came through, and I was maybe questioning whether he wanted to spend his ultimate, commit to try and grab the orb. He might have been out of range, but he instead didn't spend the ultimate, ate the damage, and spent the crush instead to grab the orb, and that paid back in tons.
And here's the thing: we talked about how Jamila might not be the strongest pick, and in order to be successful with Jamila in this, you have to hit the in caps, and Luminary is doing that. He's hitting every single in cap and keeping Randler out of the game. Oh, a huge snipe onto Mini though. That's going to take his true HP down a lot.
Orb picked up there for EUNITED, and yeah, this is more what we would expect. Dance of the Dryads comes through, doesn't find enough damage, and Luminary is clinging to life. but he's hanging on by the fingernails, Jorby.
He is trying. He's trying to pull in. Wants to battle against Excafu. Don't really recommend that, especially with Jade in your face trying to get out.
Scarabs.
Get the impact. He does get it. Does he get the benefit?
Better win.
It's going to pop.
Oh!
No, he's still alive. Somehow, Mini kept him alive for as long as possible. Dance with the Dryads trying to get extra damage back out on the Sirmia. It's not going to happen. Oh my gosh, again, throwing it out, picking up his dead teammate's orb. And
if Ivar guesses right on the final strike of the powers combined, Srymia probably dies.
he got the inhibitor's guard there, but
Almost.
Ooh. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Ivar.
Yeah, that was almost a good turnaround for both Ivar and Mini. They almost were able to take out Sirmia.
And Mini, with the, I guess it must have mostly been just the Tree of Life, but how long he kept that poor Jamila alive.
Yeah.
That was unethical.
Luminary was surviving solely off the tree roots of life. Was literally just taking the sap directly from it. And then eventually it was not enough for that game. So Team Hype to get right back into it on this and don't want EUNITED to run away with it early. It is only map 1.
3.
Only map 1, but Team Hyped are already, I think, kind of struggling to demonstrate, like, I bet this is going to repeatedly happen now. Luminary, they figured him out. He's just going to eat so much damage.
Luminary, he's up here and tried to get the in-cap. He's in trouble. He's got to get out. Many trying to support him, but he's taking a ton of damage. It does not matter. Too much the same
unsustainable.
You've got to get out of there, and now Sirmia's going to take advantage. The in-cap on to Ivar, going to get a lot of damage, and the stun, a huge snipe. The combo's coming through to take a ton of damage on the Ivar.
Oh, the gust!
Oh.
Return to sender. Ivar still takes a ton of damage, though the final few strikes going through. The Scarabs find the sustained damage, and there are the kills.
There was a big combo there by EUNITED. You got the stun off of Sirmia. The snipe was ready and available, and then you immediately have your ultimate and then just fire it right down through. Nothing Mini could do about it, and Team Hyped go down in that game against EUNITED.
I would have been curious to see how much damage Mini got from that gust.
That gust, yeah.
He reflected like 3 explosive shells, but he ran out of gust and then he ran out of life.
It still hit. The first one still hit Ivar, and it was tough for him to get it away. And Ivar couldn't do anything.
I think it was actually the last one.
Was it the last one? Yeah, that's what I mean.
It was very, very good though, because it takes knowledge to say that gust is going to end soon.
Yeah.
I can tank this damage. We will still find the kill.
We'll force this through. EUNITED. Excafu. Going to play this game against Luminera and smartly avoids off that wall dodge.
Has taken the orb.
Luminary just trying to cause havoc here, but just not enough right now. Gets a couple of stuns, but there is no follow-up right now. Ivar and
oh my god,
kind of boxed out. Excafu immediately turn onto Ivar. That was great flick from Excafu.
Randler is so narrowly alive. Luminary, though, overstays his welcome, desperately trying to find the kill, and it's almost an entire explosive shells in response. That evens up the HP, and the orb goes to EUNITED.
Yeah, the snipe confirming it. Excafu right now doing a lot of work.
Powers combined will go through.
Looking for Ivar.
Yeah. Ivar eating a ton of damage with that Venom. Fully ticked. Venom will grab 2. Very well done. Luminary, in the meantime, is finding value with Boomlin Seed combo. He can jug Rattler badly, and the invest needs to be spent just to disengage.
Oh, and the tree's right there to keep him in the fight. Aggressive, Mini wanting to pull up with it. Ivar. Now Sirmia wants to go on him. Forces the counter out, leaps right back in. Sirmia wants it, gets the stun. The follow-up's there. He's taking a lot of damage, a lot of pressure. Excafu trying to go all in on it, and then hits the stun on the snipe. Goes the ultimate, getting out of harm's way. But not before he took a ton of damage.
Did Excafu eat the weaken first, and then his oh my god, that snipe.
Ooh.
Point blank range, Luminary, you cannot play with fire like that. Certainly not the gunfire.
Oh, big stun.
Coming through.
Big stun, but the Queen is there to protect.
Venom wind.
That
lands.
Ooh, it does.
Scarabs as the combo consistently. Randler trying to force out escapes so that it's so hard to play defense against the Venom Wind.
It was a big stun against Mini, and he goes down, and now panicked out into the death fog.
Oh.
You come out into the fog and you eat a shell of explosions. It was just a snipe, but still, it exploded in your face. And Team Hyped go down again to EUNITED, who are looking strong.
Excafu's snapshots have been nuts this game.
I love Excafu where he just, like, he spins in a circle at light speed and still hits his target.
What he consistently is doing is he's alternating targets between the 2 people he doesn't want to hit. It's all a mind game, Jorby. He alternates targets between the 2 people he's not going to hit and then snaps onto the 3rd.
And it works perfectly.
3.
Mind-blowing.
Team Hype trying to find a way back into it. It's just this. You've seen consistently, even with Luminary getting consistent in caps, he gets the stuns. There isn't enough damage there for himself. He has to rely on his team to do the damage for him, and Ivar and Mini are having enough trouble of their own, keeping Sormia off the backline. So it's hard for Luminary, even if he's getting these stuns. Jamila just doesn't do enough damage.
And so many defensive cooldowns are being baited out by these cancel casts of Snipe coming through from Xcafu. Very intelligently done.
A lot of damage going out onto Mini here.
This may have been too far. Xcafu.
He's in danger now. He's taking a lot of damage coming in. Randler puts in the Queen to protect him and saves him with the Inhibitor's Guard as well. That was well played by Randler, bailing out Xcafu, and the explosive shells come in, do a ton of damage to Luminaire.
Very well done, and the orb pickup will go through for EUNITED. Dance of the Dryads does land, but only briefly. Disabling shot shuts it down. Here come the Scarabs. Here come the Snipes. This round is over.
Yeah, the EUNITED going to take this round away from Team HYP. Team HYP looked like, after they fought back after the first round, that this was going to be a back and forth, but ever since then, it has been the clinical of EUNITED just dominating on this front right now, and it's going to be 4-1 as soon as they get the kill right here, and they will.
That is devastating. You said right off the bat, and I will give you credit for it, this Jamila is a bad idea. And it does really look like a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the value of a comfort pick. I understand that as well, but like, look, man, the numbers say it isn't gonna work. Even when you can land everything, and it's just the composition isn't. At least the composition you're playing against, like having the Croak there is so good because constantly harassing Ivar and Mini, it doesn't allow them to follow up. I had pointed it out the last game. It's just more of the same. Blossom tries to follow up, tries to give Luminaire the tree, but sometimes the tree just isn't available.
Sometimes there are no more seeds.
And there are no more trees.
The grove is empty.
There it is right there, Jamila boxing against Xcafu. Good play, get him in cap, trying to turn right back onto Sormia. Do they get the orb? No. Team or EUNITED able to confirm.
The big thing is, even when everything goes right, Sormia still occasionally just hits a nuts combo that opens up his entire team to dumping into Midi, for instance, and losing all of his HP right off the bat.
So, the explosive shell's coming up. It's going to just annihilate the tree.
That's unfriendly to the... Wow, okay.
The Snipe also going to confirm the orb. Xcafu doing a ton of work. Sormia just causing a heck of a lot of havoc. Randler has the Queen right on top of Luminaire, who has to get out the tree. Also right there, Luminaire can't do much here, has to force himself out. And now, trying to move back, trying to reset the Venom. Wind is there. Is it going to get the kill? No.
Great for a Sanctuary in response. Mini saving the life. Now explosive shells comes through. It has to be cancelled because the powers combined is used in defense. Ivar staying mobile, staying alive, and negating that ultimate.
Anyway, do they actually catch Sormia here? He takes a little bit of damage, but moving back away. Luminary trying to stay alive. Ivar right next to it. He gets panicked away. A lot of damage. Xcafu wanting to find it. Pulls his Snipe out, actually. The ultimate coming through, but it just misses Randler, and he's forced out.
Explosive shells coming through. 4-0 in orb control in favor of EUNITED, and I think you can really see the result of that.
United get the kill on Jamila after just harassing this team all game long. And as things stand right now, they're going to take map number 1.
This was a kind of devastating I was not ready for.
No. I mean, this was... I think this game was won in the drafting phase. I think it was lost in the drafting phase. Is that a fair... Because there was nothing... No, yeah, that's definitely accurate.
There was nothing especially crazy out of the EUNITED draft. This is a very bog standard, or, well, not bog standard, but this is a very fun combo comp. And I totally see how it works. What's blowing my mind is actually just the way that Luminary was unable to find any sort of value that entire set.
Yeah, again, it has in-caps, but in-caps onto the backline, onto Randler. That only game that they won was him just constantly harassing Randler and keeping him out of the game. You keep the Pestilence down, no Queen,